So, I got a comment today, which I gotta say I kind of found disturbing. I'm gonna read the comment. I'm gonna read my reply to the comment. I'm gonna talk about, my thoughts on the subject. And as usual, I'm gonna send it out to you guys. Tell me what you think. It's from another YouTuber. I like this guy. He does political stuff like I do. You should definitely go and check him out. It's KTS News and Politics. It's a good channel. The guy's a live wire. But he's good. He's thoughtful. I like his opinions. I always have for a long time now. But this kind of, I don't know, it kind of bugged me. I don't want to fault him for saying this. I don't want to fault him for thinking this way. I just think that, maybe there's a deeper thing going on here. And it needs a little bit of consideration. So, anyways, moving on. Here we go. I was literally making this video. This is about the weaponizing sexual assault video that I did. I was literally making this video, arguing with myself over if it was a bad idea to upload it, because of all the rumors about YouTube blacklisting channels that espouse certain opinions. Then this popped up in Subbox. There's like an 80% overlap in what I said in my video versus this one, including 100% matching title. Honestly, Annie, I've never been so glad to scrap an almost finished video. I really didn't want to touch this on YouTube, but I really wanted it said. You saved me from grappling with a moral quandary. Thanks. I can understand where he's coming from. I get it. My response was, well, I'm already in so much trouble with YouTube. They're going to do what they want to do. That's clear. It's just a matter of time before they come for you too. Which is true. I mean, it's just really a matter of time before they come with anybody that's not saying exactly what they want. Honestly, though, if you believe something, say it. I don't want you to risk your channel or anything like that, but there just aren't enough people saying these things. One person saying something is great, 100 people saying something is better. That's why the leftists are winning. They don't sit back and say, thank God someone else said this, I think it's important, now I don't have to. They all band together and beat the message like it's a dead horse. They all stand up and say the same thing. That's why the right is called the silent majority. Well, guess what? We are quickly becoming the minority. There aren't enough people rationalizing these sorts of issues. If it isn't worth risk, it isn't worth doing. If you strongly believe something and aren't willing to be called names, misunderstood, attacked, threatened, etc. for just saying what you believe, then you don't believe it. Don't hide. We can no longer afford to be the silent majority. The silent rational message is only helped when people are rational. The silent rational message is only helped when people are rational. People aren't rational anymore. So people need to be informed of rational thought. It isn't enough anymore for just someone to say it. We all need to say it or it doesn't get heard. And I think that that's been a problem with the right for a very long time. It's controversial and things of that nature, and they see other people saying it and they go, oh well, I don't need to be heard because this person's saying it, and that's good enough. And it isn't good enough anymore. At one time it was good enough, and that time is long since past. We've all sat back and just said, well, somebody's gonna say it out there, so I don't need to put my voice into it too. And I think that that's the reason why so many people are so easily being able to be shouted down. Because, people get up and they say, I think this is ridiculous, and then the protesters do their thing, and then the people go, well, okay, well, it's just not worth the fucking effort. It is worth the effort. Definitely worth the effort. I'm one of many people on this platform that say these sorts of things. And just because, other people have said something very similar to what I've said, that doesn't mean I'm going to just not say it. I want to add my voice to that because it's important. It is one thing that the leftists have gotten right. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, And if everybody was coming out saying, this is fucking bullshit, this is wrong, it would lend a lot more weight. But as of right now, a lot of people are just, using their influence for their vote. And they're getting out there and voting and doing their thing. But like I said, we're not the silent majority anymore. The last election, if it proves anything, it proves that we're becoming the minority. Every year, year after year after year, college students are pumped out of institutions believing in this identity politics horse shit. And they're turning into little tribes because there just aren't enough people coming out and saying publicly, no, this is fucking wrong. Putting that in the comment section of my videos, it's great. It's wonderful for me. I enjoy reading that sort of thing, but it's not enough anymore. We have to fight fire with fire, so to speak. If they're going to get 100 people to come out and say, this is this, and it's all sexist and racist and whatnot, then we need to get 1,000 people to come out and say, no, you're wrong, because of these reasons. Right now, the only people that we have really fighting back are people throwing death threats and other such nonsense out at people. And that doesn't help. That hurts everything. So, that's why everybody can point at the right and say they're all horrible people, because the misaligned people who think that, well, I can just threaten them and they'll back down, they do that sort of thing, and it has the exact opposite effect. And, they're fighting shaming tactics with threatening tactics, and that just makes this side look bad. We need to fight shaming tactics with shaming tactics and say, you're talking about how everything is racist, and you're using racist ideologies to support your claim that, all white men are racist. Well, that's racist. You're using racism to fight against racism. How is that even fucking reasonable? People need to start, more people need to start saying that kind of shit. Like I said the other day, I was looking through Twitter. I just looked up Brett Kavanaugh. And I looked up the Christine Blasey Ford just on Twitter. And it was tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet saying Brett Kavanaugh is sexist, even though that he's hired more female clerks than anybody else in the judicial system, from what it seems like to me. But he's sexist. And when you have thousands of people saying that, that becomes the message. He's sexist. The truth doesn't matter anymore. We don't have enough people coming out with the truth saying, no, here's some facts for you. You know what I mean? It's extremely difficult for them to fight against facts, because facts are they're facts, But we don't have enough people throwing facts at them. We have people, getting on Twitter, be like, oh, you're just a fucking cunt. And doing this highly inflammatory, highly uneducated, just attacking. And that doesn't help. So it's like, we need more people who have good, well thought out responses to be putting their well thought out responses out there. I get a lot of comments that are amazingly well thought out, that I have people that are really passionate about a lot of the issues that I discuss. And it's like, well, don't tell me. I already know. get out there and tell other people. And I understand that it is a risk in this day and age, because they're going to do the same thing to you that they do to everybody else. They're going to say, well, you're just sexist and racist and a horrible person. But you got to, I don't know. I mean, there's difficult, people still got to work, still got to live their lives, but if you wait for things to get past the point of no return before you start wanting to fight back, you've already lost. It's already done. It's over with. We're past the point of no return at that point. Like it's not going to help for you to believe these things now and wait until there's war in the street to be like, well, how did we get so far? I've always thought this was ridiculous. How did we get here? Because you've always just thought it was ridiculous. You never said so. You know what I mean? So it's a difficult thing, but I say this over and over and over again. At some point, somebody's got to say enough is fucking enough, and stand up and be like, no, we're not doing this anymore. This is ridiculous now. You need to smarten up and stop fighting fascism by trying to control the actions of the populace. You know what I mean? Like it's so dumb. But the narrative from the mainstream media, the larger portion of it, the narrative of the greater portion of people on Twitter, is bass-ackwards and nonsensical. And everybody just kind of goes, well, I'm just not going to be on Twitter, because who wants to be in that fucking toxic ass swamp? But I think that's the wrong move. I think that we're all going to suffer because of that. I think that the rise of socialism and these terrible ideologies is further emboldened by the ability of the left to be able to just shout us down. There aren't enough people fighting back. And I think that sooner is better than later. So, I mean, I don't know what exactly I'm encouraging to do. I don't want people to throw away their livelihood or their sense of security or whatnot to fight for what they believe, but at what point do you do that? Or do you just sit back and accept whatever the people who are willing to throw away their livelihood for what they believe want from you? I don't know. It's a difficult decision, and everybody has to make their own choice about it. But, for this guy to say, well, YouTube might blacklist me. Well, guess what? If you're out there talking about right-leaning political views, it's just a matter of time before they notice you. They're gonna do it anyways. So you might as well make it worth it.